So guys, welcome back. Huh? So we have discussed the fundamental principle of multiplication and addition in depth. Huh? So I hope now you won't have any trouble in understanding where to use multiplication and where to use addition. Now we have to understand what is the difference between permutation and combinations. Permutations and combinations. Alright, so let's talk about it. See, I realize that most of the time we have struggled to understand where to use permutation and where to use combinations, and that's true also because genuinely, they teach permutations before combinations, but I would do the reverse. I'll teach combinations first and then permutations. So first, what is the meaning of permutation? Permutation means arrangement. What is the meaning of combination? Combination means selection. So understand, since our childhood we have been selecting, isn't it? Suppose you wanted to play cricket and you wanted to select a team. So you selected a team without bothering how people are standing. Selection has no order. So understand, arrangement is about order of objects. Alright, so selection, no order of objects. We don't bother about the order of the objects. There is a hell lot of difference, isn't it? So try to understand. I give you a beautiful example. There is a lady, there is a woman, Aishwarya, and she had three friends, Abhishek, Salman and Vivek. So now she wants to arrange them or rank them, isn't it? Arrange them or rank them. So it would be Abhishek, Salman, Vivek, or Abhishek, Vivek, Salman, or Salman, Abhishek, Vivek, or Salman, Vivek, Abhishek, or Vivek, Abhishek, Salman, or Vivek, Salman, Abhishek. Arrangement, juggling up the objects. Alright, so every order, juggling up order would actually be a case now, isn't it? That would actually be a case now. Try to understand this, okay? And if I say she has Abhishek, Salman and Vivek, and she has to select 3 out of 3, right? She has to select. In that case, there would be only one selection, Abhishek, Salman, Vivek, because this selection would be equivalent to Abhishek, Vivek, Salman, or equal to Vivek, Salman, Abhishek, or all blah blah blah. Why? Because when we select, we don't bother about order. Selection has no order botheration. Think of you selecting a team when you were a captain of a team. Sumit is a captain of a cricket team. So when you select your fellow cricketers, you don't bother about what order they are standing or what order they are sitting, isn't it? You just select them. Got my point? So this is a basic difference. Arrangement is order, right? Selection has no order, right? One more example. Guys, are you understanding this? I hope it is pretty clear. Isn't it? I think this example actually clears a lot of problems, isn't it? Now again, suppose Aishwarya, she wants to arrange 2 out of 3. So it would be Abhishek, Salman, or Salman, Abhishek, or it would be Abhishek, Vivek, or Vivek, Abhishek, or it would be Salman, Vivek, or Vivek, Salman. Again 6 ways, isn't it? Juggling up. But if she has to select 2 out of 3, it would either be Abhishek Salman or Abhishek Vivek or Salman Vivek, isn't it? Salman Vivek. So try to understand, this is where everything lies, difference. So when you select, you don't consider the order. When you select, you don't consider the order. When you select, you don't consider the order. Got my point? Huh? So what exactly, now you understand, please try to understand NPR. Number of arrangements of R objects out of N is actually NCR, number of selections into R factorial. See, we select and then we arrange. See, we select two people and then we arrange. We select two people and then we arrange. This is a beautiful, beautiful explanation. NPR is actually equal to NCR into R factorial. So, what is arrangement? When you select and then you arrange them. Selection and arrangement. So, what is basic arrangement? Once you select and then you arrange them, you get the order of the object. This is it, guys. I hope now I am very clear. Is it okay? Is it okay? Hey, a lot of people over here. Can you please, 2 or 3 people say yes, sir? Parth.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Parth, you come to the class at always there in the class. At least you can answer. Nimish, Prince, all of you, got this difference? And then there are some, key words over here. Permutation is for arrangement. Yeah, wait. First is arrangement, order, rank, isn't it? Order, rank, numbers, questions with numbers are generally permutations. Questions with alphabets are generally permutations. Alright, and over here, selection, picking up, here ranking, juggling up, these are the keywords for arrangement. Here selection, picking up, committee formation, team formation. Got my point? These are all for combinations or selections. Now you can write the difference, the keywords, and you would always understand where to use permutation and where to use combinations. Please write them, all of you. Have you written it? Because this is where we have been struggling throughout our life. Am I right? अगर लिख लिया है तो आगे बढ़ूं मैं, काइंडली inform me, guys. So now we are very clear where to use permutation and where to use selection, so keep this thing in mind, right? So now let's talk about it. Now I would discuss combinations before permutations. Generally, people do it reverse, but I sincerely believe combinations has to be taught. So I'm going to give you pointers, and I believe you would get any of these pointers in your paper also, right? So point number 1, if we have n distinct objects, and if we have n distinct objects and we select R objects out of them, then number of ways are NCR, which is equal to n factorial upon R factorial n minus R factorial, right? N factorial upon R factorial n minus R factorial. Alright, and this NCR is called what? Binomial coefficient. So it's a way of representing NCR. You know factorials are defined, so definitely N and R, they belong to natural, and I'm writing 0 factorial is equal to 1, very clearly writing it, so please be very smart, and if I were you, I would definitely understand that this formula is for distinct objects. Mark it. This formula is for distinct object, and the keyword is selection. Clear? Is it clear? Alright, so as far as this binomial coefficients are concerned, some important binomial coefficients, NC0 is equal to NCN is equal to 1, NC1 is equal to NCN minus 1 is equal to N, NC2 is equal to NCN minus 2 is equal to N into N minus 1 by 2. These are some important binomial coefficients generally comes to use, so you can mark it. Generally, you can either do otherwise also, isn't it? What is NC1? It is equal to N factorial upon 1 factorial N minus 1 factorial, which is equal to N, isn't it? Hardly a issue, but sometimes it's good to remember it also, so now let's talk about questions. So questions, he says, now please pay attention, you have 7 subjects and you have to choose 5 subjects. So number of ways, you have got 7 subjects and you have to choose any 5. It would be 7C5, isn't it? So out of 7 you choose, yes, 7C5, so you can answer it as 7 factorial, 5 factorial, 2 factorial, 7 into 6 by 2, 21 ways. Not at all a issue. So the keyword choose. One more keyword comes, guys. One more keyword. Choosing. One more keyword, Okay. Then now listen. This you have been doing for a long time, isn't it? I give you a question again. You have 7 subjects. Choose any 5, but 2 are compulsory. You have to choose any 5 out of 7, but 2 of them are compulsory. So 2 of them are compulsory. What do you say? How many ways now? Hey, come on yaar, in that case, if 2 are compulsory, so it is 7 minus 2, C 5 minus 2, that is 5 C 3 ways. 5 C 3 ways, right, absolutely right, because 2 of them are compulsory. So how does that matter? It is 5 factorial upon 3 factorial, 2 factorial, 5 into 4 by 2, now 10 ways only. Now 10 ways only. Got it? So again, question, I say 7 subjects. You have to choose any 5, but you don't like one subject. You don't like one subject. Then number of ways. Come on. Guys, in that case you don't like one of the subjects, so you are left with only 6 choices to make, to select 5. 6C5, 6 ways only. Huh? Got it now? This is all conditions, isn't it? 6C5. No, not 6C4. Kashika, 5 so you have to take, na? 5 subjects so you have to take. Now you don't like one, so you're left with only 6 choices. And you have to make, out of 6, you have to make 5. 6C5. Got it? Alright. Then he says, question. You have got 4 women and 3 men. A committee of 4 people is to be chosen. A committee of 4 people is to be chosen such that it has at least 2 women. Find number of ways. A committee of 4 people is to be chosen out of 4 women and 3 men, such that there are at least 2 women. Find number of ways. Come on. How many? These are all basic questions. Come on. Anyone? Come on, do it quick. It's not my job only, okay? You also have some responsibilities. Huh? Sir, why are you laughing? Ah, right. Very nice. Huh? Somebody gave an answer. So listen. So it is a beautiful explanation of either and or. So committee of 4, at least 2 women, which means a committee can have 2 women and 2 men, or 3 women and 1 man, or all 4 women, isn't it? That is how the committee is going to be formed. So 2 women. So 2 women, 4C2, out of 4 2 women, and 2 men, 3C2, plus 3 women, 4C3, and 1 man, 3C1, all 4 women, 4C4. I think does give an answer, isn't it? Anna? Does give an answer. So you can actually easily find an answer also. 4 factorial upon 2 factorial, 2 factorial, 24 upon 2, 12, 6 into 3 plus 4 into 3 plus 1. So 18 plus 12 plus 1, 31 ways. I think you can easily form an answer, isn't it? Chalo. Question. Aishwarya. Oh, again Aishwarya comes, huh? Aishwarya has 10 friends. Huh? And remember, whenever I use Aishwarya, Salman, Abhishek, Vivek, remember it is something important, huh? Aishwarya has 10 friends. she wants to invite 6 of them to her birthday, provided Salman and Vivek do not come together. Do not come together. Find number of ways. Provided Salman and Vivek do not come together, find number of ways. So how many number of ways would be it? Here, come on, kindly do it. Sumit, where are you? Yes, right. Total when they come together. Very nice. पहले तो I used to ask Sumit to help me to call Saurabh Rishi. Now even Sumit does not come. Huh? ये चलो come on. ठीक बोला है. Total minus when they come together. Nehal, छोटा सा गलती किया है. When they come together, Nehal, listen. So total out of 10 you need 6 people minus when they come together. Now see if Salman and Vivek are coming together. So Aishwarya's problem has reduced. Now she has 8 people out of which she select 4. Huh? Out of which she needs to select 4. Very very simple. Huh? So I don't want to solve it. Do you want me to solve it? 10 factorial, 6 factorial, 4 factorial, minus 8 factorial, 4 factorial, 4 factorial, 10 into 9 into 8 into 7 upon 4 into 3 into 2 into 1 minus 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 upon 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Sometimes it's important to solve, guys. So 4 and 2 and 8 and this cancels off, isn't it? So 210 minus 4 and 2 and 8 and this cancels off. This is coming out to be what? 70. 140 ways. No, it should not be 8C2. Come on, Nehal, listen. If Salman and Vivek are coming together, so 2 people are already invited. Now she has only left with 8 friends. Out of 8 she has to choose 4 because 6 of them has to come. So 2 Salman and Vivek have come, so remaining 4 have to come. Nehal, remaining 4 have to come. Got my point? One way, or there would be another way also. Alright, there would be another way also. So we can make cases. See, let's make cases now. Let's make cases now. So I say if Salman comes, so Salman comes, then Vivek won't come. So Salman comes, so one guy has come. Now she is left with 8 people and she has to choose 5. Why she is left with 8 people? Because out of 10 Salman has already come and Vivek won't be coming. So 8C5. Second case, Salman does not come and Vivek comes. In this again 8C5. Why? Because if Vivek has come, Salman won't come, so only 8 choices are left. Out of 8, 5 are to be filled. Alright. And third case, Salman does not come, Vivek does not come. They do not come together, means both of them do not come. In that case 8C6. Add all these cases, you will get the same answer, 140. Clear hai? Is it okay? So you can make cases also if you want to make. Hai? So this is by cases and this is otherwise. Clear? Clear? All of you, is it clear? Chalo, good. Next. Now point number 2. See, point number 1 has so many cases. 2. Now when we talk about point number 2, I say if we have point number 2a, if we have n distinct objects and we need to select none or 1 or 2 or 3 or dash 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 or all, then number of ways are so now n distinct objects. Again, you have n distinct objects keyword and you have to select, distinct object selection. We have binomial coefficient none or 1 or 2 or 3, so it is nc0 plus nc1 or means plus nc2 plus nc3 plus ncn, and this comes out to be equal to 2 to the power n. This is equal to 2 to the power n. You know this, so keep this thing in mind. This is equal to 2 to the power n. Sum of binomial coefficients from nc0 to ncn is equal to 2 to the power n. Kindly mark it. Come on, all you zombies, huh? Mark it, huh? Quick. Clear? Have you written it? Can I proceed? And it just gives me a feeling also that most of you are not sleeping, huh? Done. So to be if we have n distinct objects and we need to select at least one object. Again, n distinct objects and we need to select at least one object. So basically it's asking is nc1 plus nc2 plus nc3 up till ncn, and sum of all the binomial coefficient is 2 to the power n. So if this nc0 goes to the other side, it will give you nc1 plus nc2 plus nc3 plus ncn, which is equal to 2 to the power n minus 1. To the power n minus 1. Alright, so these two things are really important, and you have to understand what exactly do they mean. Hey, somebody is actually, mic is on, so please switch off your mic, huh? Put it on a silent mode. I can tell you whose mic is on. Come on. Now next. So I say question. There are 5 questions in an exam. Number of ways of attempting this exam. So there are 5 questions in an exam and number of ways of attempting this exam. So you understand, out of 5 either you won't do any one, or out of 5 you do only one question, or out of 5 you do only 2 questions, or out of 5 you do 3, or out of 5 you do 4, or out of 5 you do 5. So it's actually 2 to the power 5. 2 to the power 5 ways, isn't it? Or one more way of understanding is, first question can be attempted in two ways, second in two, and third in two, and fourth in two, and fifth in two. So I'm writing first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, isn't it? So it's actually 2 to the power 5 ways. Got it, guys? Huh? Isn't this good? Isn't it good, huh? Choice is yours. Right, question. So Thomas has 6 girlfriends. Thomas has 6 girlfriends. Number of ways he can invite them to his birthday party. Thomas, Thomas has 6 girlfriends. Number of ways he can invite them to his birthday party. Where is Thomas? Thomas, did you answer it? Why -1? Arnav answered. I can see your roll numbers, I cannot see your names nowadays. I think Thomas is gone. So see this, most of the time, see, 6 girlfriends. So how does he invite them to his birthday party? So either out of 6 he invites 1, or out of 6 he invites 2, or out of 6 he invites 3, or out of 6 he invites 4. Oh my god. Out of 6 he invites 5, or out of 6 he invites 6. Oh my god, this is going to be mayhem, huh? Which is 2 to the power 6 minus 1, isn't it? Why not 6 is 0? Because he has to invite them. You cannot say out of 6 he invites none. So we won't be taking that into consideration. Got my point? Is it okay? ये सब लोग बाकी लोग कहाँ हैं? Where are the others? There are 70 people sitting over here, यार. Come on, थोड़ा मेहनत करो यार. Kashika, good, isn't it? So now, question. There are 10 bulbs in a room. Number of ways the room can be illuminated, or I can say number of ways such that the room has a light, huh? What do you suggest, guys? There are 10 bulbs in a room. Number of ways rooms can be illuminated. Yes, Arnav, 2 to the power 10 minus 1. So either, room is illuminated if out of 2, 1 is switched on, or out of 2, 10, 2 are switched on, or out of 10, 3 are switched on, or out of 10, all 10 are switched on, which is 2 to the power 10 minus 1. Isn't it? Or better way is, see, first bulb 2 ways, switch on, switch off. Second bulb 2 ways. Third bulb 2 more ways, and so on. So even 10th bulb has 2 more ways. So total number of ways is 2 to the power 10, out of which there would be one way where all of them are switched off. Out of it there would be one way where all of them are switched off. So you have to minus that one way. 2 to the power 10 minus 1. Is it clear now? Is it okay now? है ना? So one of the ways, any of the ways, any way you can do it. So then, point number 3. Point number 3. I say if there are n people in a room, every one shakes hands with other only once, then number of handshakes are. Now please, this is important, everyone shakes hands with other only once. I remember going to parties, Punjabi weddings and Punjabi parties, and everyone shakes hands with others so many times. Hor vire, है ना? This happens, huh? So only once, huh? So number of handshakes. How many handshakes would be there? कितना होगा number of handshakes, guys? N people in a room. And you might have been facing this question many a times in your papers as well. If you are preparing for your exams, you would be facing this question many a times. NC2, isn't it? Now listen, for one handshake required two people. For one handshake you require two people, isn't it? So NC2, if you should start selecting 2 out of n, you would get number of handshakes n into n minus 1 by 2. If you are formula concentric, you can remember the number of handshakes formula, isn't it? Otherwise also, guys, you can generalize it. See, if A, B, C, D and E are in a room, so how many handshakes would A have? A, B, A, C, A, D, A, E. How many handshakes would B have? Now A won't be counted because AB has already happened, isn't it? So B, C, B, D, B, E, isn't it? And how many would C have? Right, C, D, C, E. And how many would D have? D, E. So count it, you say it is 4, 3, 2, 1, isn't it? 10 handshakes. Or you can directly write 5C2, which is 5 factorial upon 3 factorial 2 factorial. Answer is again 10. One of the same things. Answer is again 10. I hope this gives you good clarity. Good clarity. So you can write it as 3A. Then comes next one, 3B. So I say if there are n people in a room and they, so this is a COVID time, huh? They greet each other by namaskar. Or namaskar, you may write namaskar, or maybe you can say sasrakal or adab, right? By namaskar, then number of namaskar would be, so how many namaskars would be there? How many namaskars would be there? Now understand, when you say namaste to someone, so handshake is a single gesture, isn't it? So I shake hand with you, so it's a single gesture. But if you say namaste to me, I would say namaste to you. So two people would have two namaskars, isn't it? So this is really important. So namaskars or adabs or sasrikals would be 2 times NC2. 2 times NC2. Why 2? Because I say namaste to you. See, I am saying namaste to you. So you say namaste to me. So definitely NC2. So out of n you choose 2 people, then there would be 2 namaskars. Is it okay? Huh? That's good, Kashika. Thank you. Right. Then, I give you a question. Question. 5 couples, husband and wife pairs. 5 couples, husband and wife pairs, go to a party. Right? People of same sex, shake hands, and people of opposite sex greet each other by a namaskar. Find total number of handshakes and namaskars. So how many total number of handshakes and namaskars were there in that party? Yes, guys. Ten handshakes, 20, 40. Sorry, total 90. Yeah. बाकी लोग क्या कह रहा है? Anyone who's married over here? Oh my God, that's a very bad question. Huh? This age, I don't even think you might be indulged. Huh? So, there has been instances when there has been couples in the classes, and they wanted to go together to a college or maybe to a placement agency. Never happens, huh? Huh? Now listen to me. So 5 men and 5 women, isn't it? So number of handshakes between 5 men 5C2, 5 women 5C2, isn't it? 20 handshakes. 20 handshakes. ये क्लियर है? हाँ, 5C2, 5 factorial upon 3 factorial, 2 factorial, 5 into 4 by 2. Yes, number of handshakes is not an issue. Huh? Now, number of namaskars. Number of namaskars, all of you. So 5, one guy, if you pick up a man, one man is going to say how many namaskars? 4 namaskars. Do you think you go to a party and say a namaskar to your wife also, huh? Huh? होता है ऐसा? Isn't it? That's wrong. Absolutely wrong. One man is going to greet 4 women, isn't it? So I'm erasing it and writing. One man is going to greet 4 women by saying a namaskar, isn't it? 4 women. So one man is going to greet 4 women. So total how many greetings would be there? 5 into 4. Every man is going to greet 4 women. So namaskar, so would be 2 into 5 into 4. There would be 40 namaskars. So total handshakes and namaskars 60. 40 namaskars and 20 handshakes. Why 2? Because once a man is going to greet a woman, she is also going to greet him. So remember, this was a trick, husband wife. So do you think you go along, do you go to a party? Is it possible? Is it possible? Not at all, Hana. So I think, guys, what you have given up or what? सब ठीक है? सबको समझ आ रहा है? चलो, good, good, good. You can say namaskar to your wife, but not in front of others. Huh? Then 3B, 3C. If there are n teams in a tournament, if there are n teams in a tournament, if there are n teams in a tournament such that each team plays with other only once, then number of matches played are NC2. Important again, important. How many matches would be played? If each team plays with the other team only once, alright, then number of matches played are NC2, because for one match you require 2 teams. For one match you require 2 teams. For example, in case of IPL, you know, there are 8 teams. In case of IPL there are 8 teams, but each team plays with other team, each team plays with other team twice, isn't it? In IPL it is twice. Each team plays with the other team twice. Then number of matches, how many matches would be there? Would be 8C2 into 2. This is 8C2 for one time, into 2 is for twice, isn't it? So 8 factorial, 2 factorial, 6 factorial into 2 factorial, which comes out to be 8 into 7, which is 56 matches. So remember, IPL has 56 league matches. How many league matches? IPL has 56 league matches. Is it okay? Alright, and then there are top 4 teams are selected, 1, 2, 3, 4. So everyone wants to be in top 2 slots. Why? 1 and 2 plays and someone wins, goes to directly final. Alright, but the loser, suppose loser, and 3 and 4 they play, So one of them goes and plays with the loser of first and second, and the winner goes to the final, and there would be 4 more matches. So 56 plus 4, total 60 matches are there. Yeah, isn't it? Total. This is going to be eliminator, where 1 and 3 and 4 would play, and whosoever loses goes out of the tournament. But 1 and 2 have a beautiful aspect. Someone who loses then also has a chance to qualify by playing the winner of 3 and 4. Alright, that's the reason there are 4 qualifying matches, 4 final matches, right? And then you get a winner. So total games would be 60. Clear? And think of think of football leagues. Football league would go for 1 full year. If you are a football fan, football league would go for 1 full year. And reason, because there are so many teams. There would be, in a league there may be 10 to 12, sometimes 16 teams also, premium leagues. So think of 16 C2, and then there is a home game and away game, so into 2. So you realize that number of matches are so many number of matches, and that is the reason every team would have so many players as well. So generally Friday, Saturday, Sunday matches would be there. They call them weekend matches, huh? Is it okay? And then 3D, if there are n teams in a knockout tournament, then number of matches played are. So what is a knockout tournament? Knockout tournament is a tournament whosoever loses goes out of the tournament. So number of matches played are. So I give you a knockout tournament. Suppose India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka were playing a knockout tournament. India plays with Pakistan, Pakistan wins, and Bangladesh plays with Sri Lanka, Bangladesh wins. Oh, I'm sorry about Pakistan, huh? And then Pakistan plays with Bangladesh and Bangladesh wins. So there were 4 teams: India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Sri Lanka. How many matches? 1, 2 and 3. This is a knockout. So how many matches? N minus 1 matches. N minus 1 matches. You may fight with me, sir, what about odd number of teams? You have to give bypass. Suppose Australia was also there, and Australia would play with the winner of the Asian team. So Australia again plays with Bangladesh, and Bangladesh wins again. So how many matches now? 5 teams, 4 matches. So generally, now remember, if you are into organizing tournaments and you want a knockout tournament, first important aspect, always have number of teams, even number of teams. And if you want a beautiful tournament, remember, any knockout tournament generally would have 2 to the power n teams. Why? Where n has to be greater than or equal to 3. Yeah, that is how knockout tournament is good. Why? Because you understand, suppose 16 teams are there. 16 teams. First round 8 teams are left. Second round 4 teams are left. Third round 2 teams are left, and 1 team is left. So iteration to the final is really easy if you have 2 to the power n teams. And that is the reason you would realize that any knockout tournaments, like any knockout sports like boxing, tennis, would always have 128 participants or 256 participants. I know 128 participants, right? Why? Because 128 ka half is 64 ka half is 64 ka half is 32 ka half is 16, and 16 ka half is 8, and 8 means quarter final, and 8 ka half is 4 means semi final, 4 ka half is 2, which means final, isn't it? So remember, this is a great knowledge. Any knockout tournament genuinely should have 2 to the power n teams. See, check out, even your league in your college would have 8 teams or 16 teams or so on, isn't it? Is it clear to all of you guys? Hello, are you awake, or have you gone to your zombie land? All of you, huh? so 3 का e, if there are n lines in a plane such that no two lines are parallel, then maximum point of intersection of lines is NC2. NC2, because one point of intersection, guys, one point of intersection would have would require two lines, okay. So that is the reason we say maximum point of intersection of n lines is NC2. Is it 3 ka D, I believe, है ना, or 3E? Okay, 3E. 3F, number of diagonals of a n-sided polygon. Number of diagonals of an n-sided polygon are NC2 minus n. Why NC2 would be total number of straight line with n points. N-sided polygon would have n vertex points, out of which if you minus number of sides, you would be left with number of diagonals. See the example. See, this is a quadrilateral. So how many straight lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, isn't it? So NC2, 6C2, out of which if you erase number of sides, there would be n sides. So what are you left with? You're only left with the diagonals. So this is a great formula, NC2 minus n, isn't it? So, and this comes out to be equal to n into n minus 3 by 2, where n belongs to natural and n has to be greater than equal to 3, because any polygon, what is a polygon? It's a n-sided closed figure. So minimum number of sides of a polygon are 3. Minimum number of sides of a polygon are 3. Now guys, I hope things are a bit clearer to you. I think you're doing good now. So if you're happy, can we continue this class now tomorrow? We'll continue with the same thing, huh? I think it is really bugging sometimes, so see you guys.